Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of the video. This is the design part. I've just uploaded the file back and soak off, so please check that out if you're interested in that. So in this video I'm going to be doing prep and application. So I start off with the usual, pushing back the cuticles and removing all that dead skin, scraping it all away. So I'm just emptying out my bag of goodies that I use just on my nails. I'm brushing away all that dust, and then I spray over with some CJP prep spray. This is sanitize and dehydrate. So I'll give them a really good scrub, make sure I've got rid of all that dust and there's no dirt or residue left. And then I'm coming in with this ball bit and I'm just going around the cuticle, just buffing away any little bits of skin that might be dangling around and just etching over the nail plate right up into that cuticle area that is difficult to get to with my file. I don't bother going into reverse when I'm doing this with a ball bit. Well, I don't do it at all, to be quite honest, on my nails. I find that just going in one direction, because I can turn my hand around and do it this way, is enough. So once I've done this, I then switch drill bits to my, I think it's just called a cuticle drill bit, this one here, and just swap them over. And this one I do just go push up the cuticles a little bit more and go over the nail bed, and you can see it's still removing still removing dead skin off my nail plate. So I want to make sure that I get every bit away, because if you don't, this is what's going to cause you lifting. This means I can get right up close to that cuticle area without any lifting issues. As you saw in my previous video, the last set I had on for about a couple of weeks. I normally change mine every week, to be honest, but I thought I'd leave a set on for 2 weeks, and when I was taking them off, I got barely any lifting whatsoever. Like I said, I just lost one nail, and that was because I caught the tip and it popped off. Well, it popped up, lifted at the back, so then I just pulled it off, which I know you shouldn't do, but you know, that's my bad. So here I'm just going over with my 180 grit file, just buffing the area, just removing all that shine, and you know, making sure that there's no shine left on that nail bed. And like I've said in previous videos, I don't do this rough at all. This is very gentle. All I want to do is remove the shine and etch over slightly, just to give the product something to stick to. And then prep spray again for the final little bit to make sure there's no dust left on the nails. And then I start with my tips. Like I said before, these are my own personal tips that I use. So I've got them all labelled up to what finger they're on. So I'll get them all out and lay them in a row ready to stick on. And the tips that I use for myself are Glitter Planet Easy Tips. The glue that I use to glue these on is a CJP gripper glue, and I'll just apply a little bit, make sure I go up into that wings with it, and then I hold it sort of towards me so I can make sure that I'm getting it straight, and then I just it grips straight away, this glue does. You don't need much, it does grip quite well. And then when I put it on, I do pinch it in a little bit to give me that nice little bit of a C curve, because these tips are quite flat. So again, pointing the finger down, placing that tip, and then I turn it around. Now this tip ended up wonky again, so I think I've just got a wonky finger, because it's always this finger that I end up wonky. I am going to keep them short, so I can correct it quite easy, but if I was keeping them longer, I would have had to remove that tip and put one on straight. But like I said, because I'm taking them down really short, I can straighten it up. But yeah, I think in the future I'm going to have to try and put that tip on wonky to get it to go straight, because all the other tips went on nice and straight. It's just that one finger, so I'm convinced I've just got a wonky finger. So this is the hardest one to put on like this, as you can see, because my finger just naturally wants to pop up. And again, just pinching it in to get that nice C curve, and then I cut them to length. I'm leaving them a tiny bit longer than I did last time, so I'm going up to about a 3 this time, I think it is. Yeah, about a 3. Last time I had them on a 2. And this is how I measure my tips now, with one of these forms. I can't believe I couldn't remember what that was called in a previous video. Way too much Baileys, I think. But yeah, I'm using a form to measure them all out so they're the same length. And then I just taper them in a little bit, taper in those edges, and blend in the wings. Make sure they're nice and straight, ready for application. And I am squeezing in that tip again, just to make it a nice C curve. So the products I'm going to be using, I picked up the wrong one then. I picked up Snow White instead of Crystal Glass. This is Smashed Rubies and Black Diamonds. And that's all I picked up straight away. I do add something else, but I'll get to that later. And these little red hearts, which I've put on a little plate. So I'm using my Queenie brush, my one monomer. I'm also going to be using Dehydrate and Acid Bond. And I've said in the previous video that I do still use Acid Bond with the one monomer. You don't have to, but I choose to do it that way. That's just my preference. So I add the Dehydrate, wait for the nail to go chalky white, and then I add the Acid Bond. Wait for that to completely dry. This video is sped up a little bit, so I have waited for that to dry before I add my Crystal Glass, and I'm just adding a very thin layer of this, just so I've got something to file back to when I want to redesign. And I do this to all 5 fingers, so I'll just let you watch this bit. So I'm starting off on the thumb with smashed rubies. Now I absolutely love smashed rubies, it's one of my favourites, absolutely love it, but there is chunky bits in there and I find it is really difficult to work with, because it's a pre-mixed glitter. You don't need to add any acrylic, but I find to apply a good coverage you have to apply it fairly wet, and it's not like it's pigmented, so you do have to build up the area, and because there's chunky bits in it, I really have to be careful with my application around the cuticle area, because I do always end up filing a bit off, which is annoying, because you spend all this time to tickle it into position, but I don't like my side walls and my cuticles to be too thick. So because it's a bit chunkier, I have taken some off, but I do try and get it as thin as I can and as flat as I can. As you can see, I'm nudging it and pressing it down so it's nice and flat. And I started off with doing this to 4 fingers, the thumb and 3 fingers, just leaving the ring finger. So I'll just let you watch this bit. So I did knock a bit on that thumb while I was doing other fingers, so I've just gone back just to touch that up. And then I do the ring finger. This is going to be a full finger of black diamonds. So I'm just adding it, draining the bead, pushing it up to the cuticle. I don't want to get any of this on my cuticles because it does stain. So I'm just like pushing it right up in there and then blending it down to the tip. And then I'm just coming back here, putting a bit on the tip and blending that up so I've got full colour coverage. And black diamonds is a really nice black because it's got like a silver glitter in it. Very subtle. And then while the acrylic is still wet, I'm picking up some of those little red hearts and just placing them onto the wet acrylic. And I'm just going up one side with about 3 hearts. I don't want to cover the nail, I just want it just on one side. And putting those hearts in a row. Like that. So I do cut most of these off camera. I think I only show you the ring finger because I don't want to get you bored. Don't want to... Oh, I can't speak tonight. I don't want you to get bored watching the same thing over and over again. So I've capped all the others off camera and this is the only one that you'll see me cap. So when I cap, I do it quite wet because I want the full clarity to come through. and then just brushing it out, tidying it up there, and just keep building that clear up until I get my apex. And because these nails are quite short, you don't need much of an apex, so you don't need to apply loads and loads of product. And then I do file and buff off camera. So this is after I've filed, and you can see I've hit the glitter a little bit there on the ring finger and a tiny bit on the thumb. Now I can live with the little finger and the thumb, but this ring finger stuck out. It really did, because I hit it quite a lot. So I didn't want to leave it like that. And the little finger, I thought, it's not too bad. It's only one little bit, but the pointer finger was quite bad. So I fold it all off, and I'm going to be using Vamp, and this is a moon glitter with different shapes in. I have added to it with a few other bits and pieces. So I just tip some out onto a plate, and these have got little black hearts inside. They've got stars, moons, circles. It's got quite a few different shapes, and I've mixed it with some fine black glitter and added some other shapes that I've got in here just to make it one big mass glitter. But all I want to use today is the black hearts. So what I do is I get the Vamp, and I just add a thin layer of Vamp over this finger, and then I just add some black hearts down the opposite side of this finger. And I actually preferred this design better, so I'm glad I messed up really with that smashed rubies, because I actually liked the way these turned out with the red hearts on the black nail and the black hearts on the red nail. So yeah, it's a good job I messed up on this finger and hit that glitter, because I wouldn't have had this design otherwise. Once I've finished capping, I do file and buff off camera, and then I come in with some top coat. So I'm using tack-free top gloss, and for some reason my bottle's all sticky today. I don't know why. I must have spilt some on there, so I'm just wiping it off here. And then I add a nice thin layer to all the nails, and then I pop it into my lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. So this is the design finished now. So I absolutely love the way these turned out. Even, I mean, I love this smashed rubies, absolutely love it, but I just always find that I file into it because it's so, I don't know, but I absolutely love the look of it. So yeah, I did like the way these turned out, and I know it's a bit of an early Valentine's, but there's nothing else to do, is there, while we're all shut down. So I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Let me know how you're getting on with this shutdown, and I'll look forward to speaking to you again in another video. If you like this one, please give it a thumbs up, and leave me some nice comments. Thanks to everybody that has commented on my last few videos. It is very much appreciated. I just want to say to the ones that put messages on, let's just say they're not for this type of video, they're just going to get deleted. So if you leave it, it's just going to get deleted, and I'll see the messages straight away, so nobody will get to see it. But all the lovely messages I do appreciate. Thank you very much for those, and I will look forward to speaking to you again in the next video. So for now, bye bye.